Well, Tom was just adding up how much money we have spent on our renovation so far.
Yay!
Yay! We'll share that with you next and also talk about hopefully how much of value this project's adding to our house too.
Because, you know, we're realtors, so we're completely qualified. We're not biased at all in evaluating the additional value to our property.
Yeah. So what's funny, Tom said we're realtors, so we can judge how much value we're adding to our house by adding an extra bedroom and making it aesthetically more pleasing. Sellers are never, it's like physically impossible for a seller of a home to be unbiased, like towards the actual value of their home.
But having said that, we are not sellers.
No.
Okay,
My mom's gonna freak out right now. We are not selling our house. We hope to live here on this property forever, like Lord willing. But it's always good to know if you are gonna do improvements to your house.
He says yes.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You're
not living here forever.
He can live here too.
He can, well, not forever.
The other kids can't, but so Tom was adding up how much money we have into this remodel project. So talking about flipping the stairs and then dividing the upstairs into two separate bedrooms.
Yep.
We're gonna walk you up there today too and show you the new arrangement up there because it's pretty cool. So how much did you figure we're at so far?
I want to say it was under $800.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like $1,000.
No.
Really?
No.
$800. And so that's been the lumber to reconstruct the stairs?
The biggest expense actually isn't any of the building. It was wiring, can lights, switches, all of that, boxes and stuff. That was the bulk of the expense. Sheetrock is cheap, studs are cheap, labor is really cheap.
Labor is super cheap and very handsome. And so what's cool is in our area, from selling real estate, we do know that adding an extra bedroom to a home does add between $30,000 and $40,000. We'll err on the lower side.
Even if it's a small bedroom.
Because it's a small bedroom.
Come on now.
Maybe $28,000.
All right, 15 grand, okay?
Even, we'll say 15 grand still for an $800 investment. We're not done yet, but we are trending pretty good to getting a good return from our investment. Not to mention having the girls in their room, the boys in their room. That's the biggest value.
And the other thing that we found too is that we had about this much insulation above the entire second story.
Do you want to go play?
I'm losing him. Come on. You want to get down?
No? You're good? Okay, you can't look so bored then.
Yeah, you gotta look happy. So the other added thing that we're gaining out of this, besides the 2 bedrooms, is we had this much insulation above the sheetrock in the upstairs. So you're supposed to have like 18 plus inches of insulation above your attic. We got like 2.5. You need 18 inches at least.
Yeah, so we're beefing up the insulation. We're redoing the wiring up there, so that all feels really good.
Yep. There's no heat, because it was a landing, there was no heat or cold air return in what is now the boys' room.
Yeah.
So we have to run that.
That's actually what Tom's been working on the last few days, was the wiring.
Yep.
You added 2 can lights to the boys' bedroom. You haven't got the girls' done. So put in a couple of new outlets, tried to figure out where all the existing wiring was coming from and going and connected. It wasn't necessarily a happy couple days, those 2 days we were working on that.
Well, there's many benefits to remodeling. And the one benefit that people take for granted is correcting all of the wiring and insulation.
Yeah. But that is pretty much done now, just a little bit left for Tom to do. But the other thing that we didn't quite expect was that it just like feels more like part of the house.
Yeah, it felt disconnected from the house, how it was orientated before and with the door at the bottom. But yeah, no, it feels like part of the house now. It feels really good.
So Tom got the wall reconstructed at the top of the steps. You guys helping?
Yeah.
Are you?
No, we're just watching.
One of these steps is squeaking, and it's the one I'm standing on. I'm gonna have to pull it back off and glue it down. All the steps are solid, but this one's squeaking.
Not already, that's terrible. So the goal for today is to insulate that wall. So we're gonna get some insulation in the walls to help with sound barriers, and then hopefully get this whole side of the steps sheetrocked, and it's really gonna start feeling pretty nice then.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So let's get back to work. And good news, Tom is no longer drinking out of a mason jar.
Thank you, Rodney. And Lee.
Although Tom thinks that they should go on the open shelves. You can see one up there.
Good up there? Hey, I'm only requesting a spot for 2 on the open shelves. Dawn's got 6.
As long as you...
Is that minimalist, Dawn?
As long as you say, I like the open shelves.
With my mugs on the very top shelf.
You have to say.
You can't even reach.
You have to say, I like the open shelves.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? I'm gonna make it so we can't hear you when you're in your room.
Touch it. Don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. Yeah. Wow. Well, they are all folded in half. Yeah, they're really long.
I wired in the lights.
It looks good.
And I wired everything. Am I a licensed electrician? Nope. Is it all correct and up to code? Yep. And it has to come back up.
I'm sorry. You're just trying to get the angle right?
No, I got the angle right. I'm trying to get it so that it hits a stud on this end.
Oh, right. Okay.
So that I can just set a full piece on there.
Right.
So I'll come back out again.
Did it work this time?
Yep, it did. I can screw it on. I'll have to cut this shorter.
Holy cow.
Sliding.
Oh, goodness.
You think this one's gonna be tough? What do you do?
I know, until you get way up there. I don't know how you're gonna do that.
I do.
Oh my goodness.
Don't try it that way.
Okay, hold on.
That's
I need a
quite the
level.
move. So as part of trying to make the wiring in our house safer and more updated, you need to replace the wire that goes to this light fixture, is that correct?
Well, this wire is the old, like,
Yeah.
core coating wire. And so there's 2 junction boxes in that wall buried behind the wall
That you found when you
that
were
I found when
in
I
the
ripped the
staircase.
backside open. And so to get rid of those, it's, because those, what they do is, this motion sensor goes to a box buried, to another box buried, and then up to the light. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna yank out all those and run a new wire from here over to the light. The other good thing, can I have this? The other good thing about replacing this is, all right, so you see how these 2 wires are electrical taped? Those are electrical taped because when I touched them, all the coating just crumbled and fell off. And if you see the wires coming out, they're completely bare wire. This wire is so brittle, when you just touch it, the coating just falls right off it. So that's like a major fire hazard. So we're gonna replace all this wiring.
Good, thank you.
Yep. So my original plan was to pull on here and just pull it back through.
Attach the new wire?
Attach the new wire to this and pull the new wire through.
Okay.
But what they did was they went over a joist and they went through and then they secured it.
Oh no.
So I can't get to it. So I ran a new wire from the stairwell to this way.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna try and grab it, pull it down in, and then run enough new wire to get down to my box.
And just abandon this old wire?
And just clip this old wire and just leave it buried. And
okay.
it's all dead, there's nothing to it.
Ah, yay.
New wire.
Good job.
Yay. For anyone wondering why, about the wiring, why we are replacing it. So this is the old wiring, right? So what happens is this all just starts to crumble. So there are wire nuts that hold the wires together, right?
Yeah.
So when I replaced the old light fixture and I put the new light fixture on, I unscrewed the wire nut and all the coating on all the wire from the box out just fell on the floor. That's how brittle it was.
Yeah.
So it is definitely good to get that wiring out of the ceiling.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Look at that beautiful sheetrock.
It honestly, it is though, right? So we've
Yeah.
been looking at these gross old studs and the backside of plaster for a while now.
Right.
And now it looks fantastic. Don't look at this side, don't look at this side.
Yeah, that's okay, we'll get there. I'll just go from this angle. It looks awesome.
So what our plan is here, we originally had no idea what we were doing down here because of all, you guys know.
But again, because of, we talked about yesterday, you can see now how Tom extended the floor for the boys' bedroom, which we can show you upstairs too.
This is where it was before.
Right. So because of ceiling height and hitting heads, we scrapped any plans of doing anything.
I am a little afraid, even though
You have plenty of space, of room. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna sheetrock at it anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Nope. We also talked about opening this wall up for like an open railing, just for some visual interest and aesthetic, but we just didn't want
We need
to.
the wall.
All right, so we'll take you upstairs now and show you how the upstairs functions now. Oh, I gotta show too, Tom. We have new light switch. This is still the basement light switch.
Hey,
so.
I'm not done yet.
Dude, it's okay. You've gotten a lot done, but the new one works great. You can see the new can light that Tom put in.
And the new light switch down there is a 3-way, so there's also a switch up here, so you can turn it off, on and off at the top or bottom.
Right. All right, so here we are at the top of the steps. And so if you go straight, you
This
go
is the girls' room.
into the girls' room. Again, they still have like a really nice size bedroom closet behind the door, so that's awesome.
Okay, this is going to be a closet.
Yep.
That I have to frame in yet.
Yep.
So it'll be a closet here. And then we'll go into the boys' room.
So again, you can see downstairs and then walk from the girls' room into the boys' room. These are the new lights Tom just put in, can lights, because there's very little ceiling height here. All right, and then what we're still deciding over here is that this is a closet.
So my plan was to take this whole thing out, right? Building a closet door in the back here and making this like a little play spot for the boys that they can just have like...
Yeah, so basically taking
Some
out the
toys and
closet, shrinking it down, and making this.
Which the closet's huge.
So it's gonna be a wonky room,
But
it still would give them a little more space. We don't really need this closet, so like I
Right.
just keep some random like office stuff up here. Our games are up here, and then like the kids' baby boxes and some random artwork for staging houses.
Right.
And so we could, all of this could get turned into bedroom.
So our plan, or my plan, is to take this back to here and put like a little closet door on here.
Yeah, so there still would be a pretty
So we can
decent
keep
size.
having that, and then take this wall out, and then have this be a little play spot for the boys.
And there's Kate. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Did we find some beads in the
Oh,
closet?
that was fun.
All right, good. So yeah, no, now that it's all sheetrocked and the lights are in and the light switches
The
work.
layout feels right now. It makes sense.
Yeah, it feels a lot more like a
Yep.
normal house. I don't know what else to say.
Yep.
So, all right, so that's where we ended up for this week. It feels really good to have it sheetrocked. Feels
does, yeah.
awesome to have added $12,000 of value to our house too. I'm trying to be.
You guys can make your guesses at what we've actually added in value.
And I don't mean to be offensive to any sellers who have had unrealistic expectations of what their house is worth,
No.
but
everybody, we all
It's
gain
universal.
sentimental value on what we own, whether it's worth it or not. It's
Yeah.
what we own.
we are going to coming up though do some tips for selling your house, so we'll tackle that in the spring. We like to share what we've learned,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can help you out too. But anyways, I wanted to keep talking about that. We'd love to know what you're up to this weekend. Leave that down below, but we'll look forward to visiting with you again soon.
Bye-bye.